So this 24-hour fast is quite a good way, in my opinion, to strengthen your willpower. It's a good way to test yourself, to see if you can do it in a kind of like a safe manner. Fasting is a big subject within the health and fitness industry. You've probably heard of it, you've probably read something about it, you've probably watched a video on it potentially. But I'm here today to give you a little bit of a different take on it. And here at Truth, we love to experiment on ourselves. So what I did is, instead of writing you an article which is very, very long and very, very boring, and talking about lots of scientific facts, which can be great for some people, but some people don't want to read all that stuff, I want to kind of take it from the perspective of me actually trying it on myself, which I did. Now, it's not my first time of doing it. I've done it a few times, and I kind of want to discuss and explain why I did it, and potentially why you might want to do it. I'm not, and we are not as a company, promoting that you do this. It's just giving you a review of how I felt and my experience. If you do want to do a 24-hour fast, you need to speak to your dietitian or your GP. So just to get that little bit out of the way. So the reason that I did a 24-hour fast is because I went away on holiday. Actually just last week, because I went to Norfolk, and as you can imagine, there's a bit more eating, a bit more drinking, a change in diet. So, you know, not as clean, trying to exercise and walk as much as possible, which of course tries to offset a little bit of damage. But effectively, when we go away, if you're a normal human being and you're not a robot, you probably will be drinking more alcohol, and you will be enjoying yourself and potentially eating a bit of ice cream. That's life, and that's great, and that's fine. And we don't condone people, advise people to go on holiday and not enjoy themselves, because you live once and you need to enjoy yourself, because what's the point otherwise? I'm not going to go to Italy and sit on the Amalfi Coast and not drink Aperol Spritz and eat pasta with big bits of fish in it. It's not going to happen. So I did a 24-hour fast because I was being a greedy little piggy, and I put on about 2 kilos over that 1 week. Now, just to kind of be clear on what happens over a week of overeating, overindulging, especially in alcohol and foods that are a little bit irritating to your system, a lot of that's going to be inflammation. A lot of that's going to be water retention. You'll feel this kind of bloated sensation around here, around your hips, around your belly. It's quite normal when you change diet and you overindulge a little bit. So what a 24-hour fast does, again, you can read articles that will list out all the scientific data, Effectively what it does is it gives your body a rest. It takes away the need, obviously, that you're not putting food into your system, so give your digestive system a bit of a breather. You are effectively removing inflammation from the system, and you're rebalancing your blood sugar. And for me, another key benefit is you're testing your willpower. If you're someone that wants to improve your willpower, and someone that kind of goes, oh, you know, I always struggle with not putting my hand in the cookie jar, or not going and getting a fizzy drink during the day, whatever it might be, you might find that your willpower is considered, you know, quite weak. You're not able to stop yourself from enjoying foods that you probably shouldn't be. Potentially that willpower that you struggle with is stopping you from getting up in the morning and going to the gym. So this 24-hour fast is quite a good way, in my opinion, to strengthen your willpower. It's a good way to test yourself, to see if you can do it in a kind of like a safe manner. Again, I'm not promoting that you do it, but you know, do your own research and see what you want to do. So for me, it was a matter of, okay, right, so I've had a bit of an indulgent week, I'm feeling a bit bloated, don't feel great, let's do a 24-hour fast, why not? So the best way of doing it, in my opinion, and the way that I did it would be to, and which is what I did on last Saturday, is to eat your dinner. So you'd have a normal dinner and finish your food by 8 p.m. Now obviously, if you're doing a 24-hour fast, it means you're not going to be eating until the following 8 p.m, 8:01. So that is your 24-hour window. Doing it from dinner is the simplest way of doing it, because you can eat your dinner, you know, you can have some salmon and vegetables, whatever. You sleep, so then you're the next morning, and then you get through the day, and effectively you can eat your dinner again at 8:01. You've hit 24 hours. It's not too bad. If you do it the other way around for breakfast, it may mess your sleep up and stuff. So just, if you're going to do it, maybe try it from dinner onwards. So it's really important, and I found it beneficial to me to drink lots and lots of water. So I think I drank about 5 litres of water to keep your system hydrated. There are versions where you don't drink or eat. Personally, I find that a bit too much. I don't see the need in that. I like to put water in my system to help flush out the toxins, help detoxify, get all the inflammation out, just give my system a bit of a breather, but also keep flushing the system. So yeah, the breakfast thing, so you wake up in the morning, you fasted since the evening, which is easy because you're just asleep. Wake up, I did have black coffee, there's a couple of black coffees. If you're being really strict, you could remove caffeine. I'm not that attached to that, but that's fine, it's up to you, the person doing it. And you get through the morning, you start work, you're doing your bits and bobs. Before you know it's lunchtime. And what normally happens is, what happened for me is that breakfast is simple, getting to lunchtime is easy. Around 1 or 2 o'clock, you start to have a little bit of a dip. Now, what you can expect when you do a 24-hour fast is to feel a little bit irritable, especially around that kind of 2 to 4 p.m. mark. It's to do with your system and moving into ketosis state, start changing your energy system. Don't worry too much, but you'll get this dip. You'll get this kind of dipping in energy. And if you're sitting there wondering why you're getting angry at everybody, it's probably because you're doing 24-hour fast. So just pre-warn everyone you're doing it because you might upset everybody in the house. But yeah, it's normal. And then what happened for me is around 5, 6 o'clock, I felt fine again. And to be honest with you, it got to the point where I actually felt I could probably go another evening, another day to the next morning. I didn't, but I felt like I could, and potentially that would be something I experiment on myself and push a bit further with that. But just some kind of key facts for you and some things that happened for me if you were to do a 24-hour fast. So over that 24 hours when I hit that fast, bearing in mind the dinner that I had the evening before was lean. It wasn't full of carbs and sugar and essentially crap. It was salmon with vegetables, so that was quite a clean meal. When I came out of the fast, I will say a small meal and a clean meal. So what you don't want to do is to finish your fast and then eat 4 pizzas, because that's just going to undo all the good work you've just done. Obviously, to avoid alcohol, just do it as best you can. Kind of key takeaways, key stats for you. When I finished my fast and I weighed myself, I lost 1.5 kilos in body weight. So obviously, weigh myself on the scales before and after, 1.5 drop off in weight. So that was water, effectively. It's water being removed from the system. It's that inflammatory, all the bloating we spoke about. So how did I feel? I felt great. I felt like I'd lost that bloating around here, also bloating around the belly. You can notice it when you put a t-shirt on, you can feel it in your stomach. You've dropped that water, that bloating. And I just felt a little bit more kind of like I'd reset myself. Now, I'm not somebody that, let's be careful how I say this, I'm not somebody that would struggle with willpower. I've got my vices, but if I stick my mind to something, I could hold it for a reasonable amount of time. I wouldn't say I've got the strongest willpower in the world, because somebody that struggles with willpower, somebody that gives up easily or, grabs the stuff that you shouldn't be eating, I recommend that, if you wanted to give this a go, this could be a great way to build your willpower up. And also, if you are going to give it a go, not that I'm advising you to, because we wouldn't advise people to do this unless they've spoken to their GP or dietitian, is to just try a smaller fast, maybe try a 12-hour before you go for the 24-hour. And the benefits are there to see. I lost 1.5 kilos and I felt great. So I hope you found that review of 24-hour fasting helpful. And if you've got any comments or questions, please stick them in the box below, and we're very happy to help.